have that big goal. Be winners. We have a competitive family. I know that probably surprises you, but we it's really dangerous to play Monopoly with us or anything else for that matter. But we want our kids to aim high, to shoot for those big goals. And we were trying to encourage our youngest son Timmy. Now I said, honey, you're going to have to participate in the science fair, so we're going to have to pick a project. And really, it doesn't matter if you win. The point is, you have to learn. He said, Mom, if I'm going to enter that science fair, I am certainly going to try to win. I thought, okay, you can have that big goal, and you can try to win. And that's the way, as parents, we need to win the prize of aiming for the very big goal of an influential life. And that's the kind of goal that I really wanted to have for my children, like my husband said. So I like to break down our goals into 3 little parts. That's kind of the, here's the big picture. I have to break it down so you can actually apply it. So master, manual, and mission. Master. We've seen a lot of signs up here for Chick-fil-A. My husband had the privilege of going to the funeral for Drew and Kathy. We've got to know their family and the founder of Chick-fil-A. And he passed out a little card in it at the funeral. Of course, there were hundreds and hundreds of people there. And the card said, the most important decision that you will ever make is who your master's going to be. And that's true, and that's true for our children. One of our main goals was that our children would come to Christ at a young age while their hearts were tender. There in our home, we would have the privilege to lead them to Christ when the time was right. And so that was a very important goal in our family. And we love the gospel. We have these little children's gospel tracts that we brought tonight, and we have a bunch of, since we drove, I normally fly to events, but since we drove, we had plenty of room. So please, you parents, feel free to come and take one for each of your children. We just got an email from one of the events that I attended, and a grandmother took one, and she led her granddaughter to the Lord, and she shared the whole story, and she said, could I please have 7 more for my 7 other grandchildren? Well, she sure could. So we love that. We loved having the privilege of leading our children to Christ, because we think that is the most important thing that we can do when our children are in our home, is that they know their master, and then that they learn that to get to know him and walk with him throughout their whole life. We have to seek our master for their good, because we're in charge, aren't we, as their parents? And so we have to go to God, the master who created our children, to find out what his plan is for them. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare, not calamity, to give you a future and a hope. And then if you come to me, and if you seek me, you'll find me, and I'll be found by you, declares the Lord. Pray to me. Those are things we have to do. We have to come to him. We have to seek him with all our heart, and then he'll be found by us. He's the one with the plan for our children. He's the one that has their plan. So we have to go to the master who created them to know exactly what he wants us to do with each child, because each one goes in a different way, and we have to figure out what that is. That's huge, isn't it? I can remember getting down on my knees beside my bed saying, Lord, help me. I need to know how this second-born can feel special like her firstborn sister. And one of the verses I love is, I'll instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I'll counsel you with my eye on you. I just know that I believed God would counsel me. So I prayed, I trusted him, and then a week later, I got a flute in the mail. And I thought, what's this? And it was to my daughter, Katie, and I thought, why are we getting a flute? Well, I prayed and asked for God to make this child feel special. And a couple of years before, when we were in the Philippines, her parents, these parents of some good friends of ours, came to visit us in the Philippines. And my daughter, Katie, shared with them how it was her dream to one day play a flute. And, we didn't know anything about it. She never shared that with us. And God, that week, after I prayed, put it on my friend's heart to send the flute that she had to my daughter. Wow. So my daughter got the flute, started taking flute lessons, went on to college on a flute scholarship. I mean, it just goes on and on. That was God. I could not, for the life of me, have ever figured that out. It was an answer as I'm desperate for the Lord. And isn't that what draws us to God? Aren't we desperate so many times? We are desperate, aren't we? Desperate for God to come through. And I love these. I got one of these too. God's got this. He had that, didn't he? He took care of it. He already had it. All he wanted me to do was go to him. If we could figure out all of it on our own, we could figure out how to parent, we would never go to the Lord, would we? We'd just go to where it was written in the sky or in the library or a friend or a magazine or a book, and never go to the Lord. But he's the one with the plan. Our master has the plan, and I'm so grateful that he does, that we can trust him with the lives of our kids. I want